being given a chance to try and put...
Look at this. Loads of traffic issues going out of Littleborough. Last night when I was on my way home, I recorded this shambles right the way from one end of Wildhouse Lane to the other for some roadworks that didn't even have anything going on at all. And there's me trying to get to work because I promised I would be there at a particular time. So yeah, I am just a bit peed off. I'd say pissed off, but I don't think I'm 30 seconds into the video just yet, and I don't want to get demonetized on my first monetized video. We have interruptions like this throughout this village, absolutely loads. It's probably down to communications upgrade. Well, here's a lack of communication for you. Why do we need to have roadworks set up by a different organisation to the ones actually doing the roadworks? How difficult can it be just to take the traffic lights along with you? The more difficult part, surely, would be actually digging the road up and putting it all back together properly, rather than just switching the things on and off. Road management solutions, I think they call it. Something like that. Managing traffic. Managing to annoy the traffic, more like. It's not a solution at all. It's a problem. They should call it road management problem causing. Because actually, people can sort of sort it out. If they did away with these temporary traffic lights, the tiny little interruptions in the road, or they could just have the signs around so that you can see them quite clearly when there's nobody working there. Fair enough whilst there are people working there, because that's a health and safety issue that I'm not going to argue with. If you've got men on the road, you don't want people speeding by. But once they've stopped work and they're going home for the night, if they can't complete the job in one go, why can't the traffic lights be removed and let people figure it out for themselves whether they can go or not? Because that is what we're actually good at. We are good at figuring things out. When we're just told to just stand in one place and just wait, then we're not very happy. I did forget about this, but I can tell you that I know it's a simple two-way affair. So you'd imagine that if you've got both sides of the traffic needing to use one side of the road, your journey would take twice as long as what it would do otherwise. Maybe a bit longer whilst people slow down and figure it out, etc. But no, it's more like 5 or 6 times the amount, because everything moving behind is at a standstill rather than just edging forward, getting ready to go. And remember, the majority of cars on the road are still either petrol or diesel. So all of this pollution happening because of lack of common sense grinds my gears. And I tell you what else grinds my gears. That phrase grinds my gears. Because obviously things annoy you. No, that's not why. I just don't like phrases. Great Britain, fast becoming a country that you cannot be happy in. And it's because of things like this. Our road systems have become more and more not allowing through routes. So you'll have housing estates where there'll be a couple of entrances, or maybe even one entrance. They're building a new housing estate up here. They're building one just back there. And no doubt it'll be in or out, which will mean that there are no, what you might call, rat runs. Because rat runs pee people off, don't they, if you live there? Right, now because it is the daytime, there is some work going on. So yeah, this is a valid reason for having this here. It wasn't last night. I don't know why people get all arsey about motorists using their street that isn't actually their street to go down, to come out and go another way. Because if you're using a shortcut, that means you're going to have a bit more traffic down there, but it means a lot less traffic somewhere else, and that means it'll clear up quicker anyway. Last night, there was a complaint about this on one of the local pages, complaining about motorists using the alternative route, going down the road where they live, causing some congestion. The really funny thing was, he, and it was a he as well, said that rather than waiting another 5 minutes to complete your journey on your usual route, you've chosen to come down this way, costing everyone 40 minutes. So then it's 40 minutes the other way then, isn't it? And in actual fact, if they didn't do that, it would be an hour and a half. Maybe that's a knock-on effect of being managed with time and responsibility. People lose their ability to add things up. I will have a little bit of faith restored if my journey home isn't spent in a traffic jam. Traffic jams! I love traffic jams. I love traffic jams. I do. I love traffic jams. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Convince yourself that you're really happy about it, and then it won't happen. And of course, I wasn't convincing enough. To be honest, this isn't anywhere near as bad as it was last night. Come on, we've all got to get somewhere, haven't we? There's no point being annoyed by it. Is there? No. What good's that going to do? It's alright for those that have got plenty of time. Some of us have important meetings to go to that we didn't set off in time for. That we didn't give ourselves enough time for. That we didn't set off in time with anticipation of delays for. That's the one. Oh, right. Okay. So it's my fault then for not setting off earlier. Ah, that's an argument that people have, isn't it? You should have just set off earlier. But what if you did set off earlier and you get delayed? And then you get delayed again, and then you get delayed again. And if it's all stuff like this, where actually the delay is almost for no reason, then it could be a bit annoying after a while. Well, I mean, I say it could be, it definitely is annoying after a while. I love traffic jams, I do. I love traffic jams. Through the lights, and nobody's working here. Does that mean they're finished? No, it means you get to enjoy it again tomorrow. Oh, I love traffic jams so much. I can't wait for another one. Oh, it makes me feel so good. Makes me feel alive. Like a squirrel being chased up a tree by an Alsatian that has a sore leg. Halifax Road closed ahead, no through route. Diversion that way, but also, according to that other sign down there, diversion that way as well. Which one is it? Next day, same route. So we don't have a problem. How did this happen? I live in a relatively rural area on the outskirts of a town. I'm going from one village to another that's 2 and a bit miles away, yet now it's taking as long to get from one place to the other as it does to fly from Aberdeen to Manchester. Do you not reckon something's wrong with the way that we're doing traffic and the way that we're doing road management, the way that we're approaching housing, the way that we're approaching how we fix the roads? Because I definitely do. As far as I can see, it's nothing but red lights all the way up. And after the traffic lights up here, which is probably about 300 metres off, I think the roadworks are going to continue all the way home. And you know what I'm going to do? I've never actually done this before. But the first opportunity I have to just stop on this main road, I'm just going to stop and leave the car and walk. Yep, I'm actually going to do that. Those people are walking faster than I'm driving. A lot faster. And there's a man over there going for a pee. See? That's breaking point for you, isn't it? The next morning, off to collect the car. Well, it's a lovely morning for a walk, which is just as well because that's obviously what I've got to do. But I think I'm going to be doing quite a bit more of it. You know how every American household has to display their flag? What if they come here? For fuck's sake. Got you twat. This is where I simply stopped the car and got out and started walking last night because I just had enough of it. Saved me quite a bit of time, but it did worry me slightly leaving it here. Don't know why, because it still would have been parked on the main road at home. What I don't have is loads of spare funds to put fuel in the car just to sit in a traffic jam. If it's going to take me an hour to get home, when I'm driving a good part of it, I might as well just walk home and spend an hour doing that instead. Whilst you drive along and it's all like this, you know, no real delays anywhere, you think, nah, I don't want to walk anywhere. Walking's for people who don't drive. It is. But it's also for people who do drive that don't want to be frustrated any longer. The only disadvantage with walking home at night in the cold when you've been drinking tea all day is, well, I wouldn't go quite as far as to say I'm disappointed, but this traffic is a lot lighter than it was last night. I was queuing up long before here. It looks like it's going to carry on queuing anyway. Level crossings up. If I can beat the traffic up the road just by walking, then I'll feel that I haven't completely wasted my time. Because at the moment I do. That Nissan Micra wheel trim's gone. Glad someone's claimed it. It's definitely nowhere near as busy as it was last night. On the other side of the tracks, it was just nose to tail all the way. So tonight, I could have saved myself a whole load of time by driving halfway back and stopping right now, where I did do yesterday. Top of the hill, and it's busy all the way down to Littleborough. So I did make the right choice after all. Thank you.